Right, guys, in this video, I'm going to run through 4 proven systems to help you increase your lifetime value per customer or per patient. If you run a service-based business, it's key to understand lifetime value, and it's also really important to understand how we can grow lifetime value over time using systems. So this video is going to run through our 4 main methods to help you increase lifetime value. Firstly, why lifetime value is absolutely everything when it comes to scaling a service-based business. Having a high customer LTV is essential for growth. Okay, the way we look at it is CPMs and CPCs are always going to increase. So Google, Facebook, and other advertising platforms are always going to increase the amount it costs to advertise. So that means at the end of the day, your customer acquisition cost, so the amount it costs you to get a customer, will also rise. So if we don't make the most amount of money possible per each customer, we're leaving money on the table and we won't be able to increase our advertising budget after a certain stage. So we believe the business that can afford to spend the most to get a customer wins. Okay, so if we know we can spend double to get a customer versus our competitors because we make so much in the back end, we're sorted and we can scale predictably. Okay, so if we don't have LTV systems in place, we're leaving so much money on the table. We're going to cover 4 proven systems to help you increase your lifetime gross profit per customer. We're going to go over referrals. We're going to go over loyalty incentives. We're going to go through rebooking, and we're also going to go through our favorite, email and SMS marketing. If you can just implement one of these in the next 2 weeks, your lifetime gross profit per customer is likely to double. So just focus on one, get it built out, and you can literally make double from each customer. It's so essential to get this in place. The first one we look at when it comes to increasing lifetime value is referrals. We all know when it comes to scaling a service-based business, referrals and word of mouth are a really, really big part of acquiring customers. A lot of people think you can't scale word of mouth, okay? And while that might be correct, we can definitely make it more predictable. Okay, so we have a system in place to encourage referrals. We can have predictability when it comes to word of mouth. Most people's issue when it comes to word of mouth is like how unreliable it can be. But again, a system will fix all of this. Okay, you can kind of predict how much customers you can get month to month if you have a system for referrals. Okay, so you've already paid to get a customer. Okay, let's get them to get you more customers. Okay, so if you have a good service, most people will want to refer people, but we can actually kind of give them a little bit of a nudge to refer people by using 1 or 2 systems. All you need to do is incentivize them. Okay, so we can give cash back, we can get gift cards for people that refer, we can give vouchers. Our favorite one is to give 10% off to both parties. Okay, so if you have a service and someone finishes their session with you, just remind them that if they refer someone, they can get 10% off their next service, and also the person that's being referred gets 10% off as well. This helps. This is a win-win for people to refer someone. It helps with reciprocity. So the person that's actually referring someone will feel good about referring someone because they get 10% off, but in the back of their minds, they're also getting a benefit as well. They're getting the 10% off as well. So this is our favorite way for referrals. You give 10% off to the person that's referring, and you give 10% off to the person that's being referred. It's a win-win for both parties, and you also get a customer out of it. So this is essential to get a system in place. If you don't want to use the 10% off for both parties, just give a simple cashback or a voucher or 10% off the referrer's next service. But it's just so important to get a simple referral system in place. Next up is to encourage loyalty. Again, like you've already paid to get a customer, okay? You've paid to get a customer into your business. We might as well make it as easy as possible for them to come back again and again and again, okay? It's very easy to do this. We just need 1 or 2 tactics in place to encourage loyalty. A simple one that you've probably seen before is, buy 5 sessions, get the 6th free. So this probably can apply to most services. If you're a physio, a dental clinic, a spa, a sauna, if someone just buys 5 sessions and they come back to you week on week, give them one for free. Okay, it's going to increase lifetime value either way. Okay, another one that we love is prepay bundles. This helps with cash flow and gives you an instant boost in revenue, helps with predictability, helps with scaling. Okay, so we can offer a prepay bundle and offer 15 to 20% off. This one works so well. Okay, and it's definitely worth giving away 20% if you get cash in the door on that day. Okay, so it's really important. So again, like you can do prepay bundles, you can do 5 sessions. If you buy 5 sessions, you get 20% off. Really simple. It just makes them commit early and then increases lifetime value immediately. Gives you more cash flow to put into marketing, helps you scale more predictably because you have cash in the bank. If you were looking at increasing lifetime value, I'd start with this one. Very simple. Our third system to help you increase lifetime value per customer is rebooking. Most businesses completely ignore this simple opportunity, and I don't understand why. When a session ends with a customer or a patient, you should offer them, 20% off or a free product to rebook right there, right now. They're probably going to rebook either way, and we need to make sure their rebooking is with you. So if they're going to rebook, we might as well get them to rebook at the end of their session. Okay, this gives you predictability. This gives you predicted cash flow. And it's just essential. Like you might as well put this in place. Train your team. Do this yourself. Offer someone to rebook in when their session finishes. If you don't like this idea, okay, you don't like the idea of giving 20% off or a free product, at least have an automation in place to get them to rebook. Okay, we do SMS and email reminders. So we can set up a way that like if a customer finishes their session, 24 hours after, they can be reminded to rebook, 2 days after they can be reminded to rebook, or a week, a month, whatever it is. So at least use some sort of automation to get this done. Okay, this can keep them in the loop and they can keep them on your calendar. Okay, so if you're a physio and you're doing on average 5 sessions, send an SMS reminder 24 hours after a session to rebook in with you. So simple. Rebooking is often overlooked and needs to be implemented right away. Our fourth and final way to help you increase lifetime value per customer is email and SMS marketing. This one is by far our favorite. And this is because it's automated. And anything that's automated creates leverage. We can build this once and it will run forever. It's a little bit harder to implement. Okay, having the right strategy can be a little bit more difficult. But if you spend a week, 2-3 hours a day building this out and build it once, it can run forever. So it's definitely a good use of your time, 100%. It also really works because most service-based businesses completely stop communication after the job or the session, and that's a huge mistake. By sending out regular emails and SMS marketing, we can stay top of mind. Okay, this will drive more repeat business, but it will also help with referrals. So if a previous customer sees your brand once a week, twice a week, and someone starts to talk about something related to your business, their instant thought will be your business because they've seen you in their inbox, on their phone, through messages. So this also will encourage referrals. Okay. Another benefit is it'll actually warm up cold leads. This doesn't necessarily directly impact LTV, but any leads that didn't necessarily convert, this might turn them into bookings. By seeing your brand in their inbox every week, by you providing value through a weekly newsletter, you can stay top of mind so that when they are ready to make a decision and they are ready to turn from a cold lead to a warm lead to a customer, they think of your business. Okay. And it also, having consistent emails and SMS, it just builds trust. Essentially just builds trust. And it's so important to build trust with, especially if your service is a higher ticket service. If you're a dental clinic and you offer like Invisalign braces, not everybody is ready to buy then and there. So having consistent marketing going out through emails and SMS is so effective. I often get asked, what should I be sending out in my emails or SMS? There's a few things we can do, but the first thing we like to do is to set up a weekly newsletter. Okay, and this is what to send in your newsletters. You can showcase some recent work. So if you've just completed a project, make sure to get a few photos and put that in a weekly newsletter. You can put in limited time offers. So if you have a seasonal discount, make sure to put that in an email and blast it out to your email list. Another thing we like to do is DIY tips. So if you can provide some value through a newsletter, that's the win-win. You can actually teach people something about your service, if they can learn something new, if they can help, if your email helps them do something for themselves. This all keeps you top of mind, and that's all that's needed. You can 2 or 3 paragraphs in a weekly newsletter, sent to your email list, and you're sorted. That's it. It really does. It just keeps customers engaged, and when they're ready to book or refer, you're top of mind. Very simple. Our final tip is to set up happy birthday campaigns. This one doesn't apply to all businesses. If you're a contractor or a construction business, you likely don't have your customers' birthdays on file, but most health and wellness businesses do. Clinics, physios, or any other kind of patient service, you're likely to have your customers' birthdays on file, and don't let them go to waste. We can set up an automation where when it hits someone's birthday, they get an email or an SMS message from your brand wishing them a happy birthday. In this email or SMS message, we can kind of give them a free gift. We can give them a free upgrade, we can give them a small little product, or what works best is just give them 5% off their next booking. Something as simple as 5% off on their birthday attached to a happy birthday email builds trust, builds goodwill, and also encourages repeat bookings. And also the final little benefit from this, like people are more likely to treat themselves around their birthday. And if we can send them a happy birthday message with an incentive to book, they're likely to go with you. Especially if you're like a treatment type of business, like a facial business or whatever, this is really likely to get great results if we can set up happy birthday campaign. That about wraps it up. In the past few minutes, we've gone through 4 simple systems you can set up to start increasing your lifetime value per customer. These are the basic surface level systems you should have set up already. Okay, we develop much more complex systems to help increase LTV for our partners. So if you want to learn more about how we can help you generate more revenue and profit for each customer, reach out to us. Okay. Also, if you're a service-based business and you're looking to grow revenue, maximize profitability, and acquire customers profitably, book a call with me below. Okay. We can show you how we get customers and how we keep customers for life for your business.